Hi, I'm Jennifer Moore, picking up where we left off about local garden club chapter history. Coming to you now from Goose Creek Bridge near Upperville, and we'll get to why I'm here at Goose Creek Bridge in just a minute. So here in the Upperville and Middleburg area, there are 4 local garden club chapters. First of which is the Middleburg Garden Club, which hosts the annual Christmas Greens show at Emmanuel Church in downtown Middleburg each year, and also maintains the flower beds at the Middleburg Post Office in downtown. There's also the Piedmont Garden Club, which had a famous member at one time, Mary Scott, wife of local resident Willard Scott. There's also the Upperville Garden Club, which if you've ever driven through downtown Upperville in early spring along Route 50, you've seen the daffodils, and they're famous for their spring daffodil show. And then finally, there's the Fauquier-Loudoun Garden Club, which we're going to talk about a bit here today. Fauquier-Loudoun was founded the same year as Leesburg Garden Club, 1915. Their motto or purpose was to increase the pleasure of country life by the exchange of ideas and information on gardening subjects. They were founded at what was then the Middleburg Community Center, called Confederate Hall. Their initial original founding members included Mrs. Eustace of Oatlands, Mrs. Fairfax of Oakham, Mrs. Harris of Stoke, and Miss Charlotte Nolan, who also founded Foxcroft School here in Middleburg. So in their initial founding, they immediately set up a flower show, which was the first in the state of Virginia. And then in 1917, they held fundraisers and donated homegrown food to the World War I efforts. Moving into the 1920s, towards the end of that decade, when Historic Garden Week was more well established at that time, Fauquier-Loudoun Garden Club joined evenly with Leesburg Garden Club to co-host their portion of Historic Garden Week. And there's a great story from 1930 of some of the original members all piling into a roadster to take off along the Commonwealth to see the other homes and gardens open for Historic Garden Week, which is really a great visual to think of these original founders with probably their motoring goggles and a roadster going across the state of Virginia looking at gardens. So then in World War II, the Fauquier-Loudoun Garden Club again was holding fundraisers and donating homegrown food to the war efforts. In the 1970s, the Goose Creek Bridge was given to the Fauquier-Loudoun Garden Club as a bicentennial gift for the perpetual love and care by the Garden Club of this bridge. It was an effort that took a lot of community support from Senator John Warner, local resident and Fauquier-Loudoun Garden Club members, including Mrs. Sally Morrison and Mary Owen Chatfield Taylor and Ann McLeod, to make this happen. And it is because of their effort that in 2017, the Mosby Heritage Area awarded Fauquier-Loudoun Garden Club as Heritage Heroes for all their stewardship over decades of this bridge. This bridge was built in the first decade of the 1800s, possibly during President Jefferson's administration. It carried traffic until 1957, and it was the site of the June 1863 Battle of Upperville. So it's a very historic bridge, and thanks to Fauquier-Loudoun Garden Club, it became a more wildlife sanctuary and scenic watershed thanks to their efforts, and we owe them a huge thanks for all their years. And in 2017, it was given essentially to Nova Parks. It is a public site, and you can come visit it today. So moving into more recent efforts, in 1990, a member of Fauquier-Loudoun Garden Club donated the land that the public library in downtown Middleburg was built on, and the Fauquier-Loudoun Garden Club to this day maintains the flower beds and plantings at the public library. In 1999, a Fauquier-Loudoun Garden Club member also designed the gardens at Hill School in Middleburg, and so the students there have the benefit of beautiful landscaping and native plants and so forth to learn from. And then ongoing projects for Fauquier-Loudoun Garden Club include the Children's Park at Sky Meadows State Park in Paris, and also at the Piedmont Environmental Council's Roundabout Meadows Farm, a sort of trail and gardens that the Fauquier-Loudoun Garden Club is maintaining. And so with that, I conclude our history of local garden club chapters, and I wish you all a happy and safe spring.